You're listening to Ignite Your Success, a podcast that inspires fitness professionals to build a strong business that enables them to serve more people and engineer the lifestyle they desire. It's Brad Shepherd here, and together with Jason Ubanowicz, we're best known for running Trainer HQ, a community of passionate and profit-hungry fitness business owners that make a massive difference in others' lives every day. Each episode will unpack for you exactly what's working and deliver best practice strategies so you can confidently grow your business and make a huge impact. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Trainer HQ podcast. And today we're talking all things online training and hybrid training. And Jace, mate, we've got a very special guest in town. Do you want to?
Well, it's me,
mate. You are special. There's no doubt about that. We've got that sorted.
It started well again, haven't we?
Would you like to announce our very special guest?
Well, I would like to announce our special guest.
Yeah.
And
one Polack to another.
One Polack to another. No offense to all the other Polacks out there. But we met this gentleman 10 years ago.
Yeah, it would have been 10 years ago
10
now.
years ago. And I think, why don't you tell us a little bit about that, about how we did meet. But firstly, welcome, Janusz, to the program, the podcast.
Yeah.
But I think this is important, because it really does sum up, again, the THQ community and the people that we have involved with us. So tell us about how you first met us and when was it?
Yeah, so I met you guys probably, I think it was 2013 or 2014. It was actually my my first year of studying my Bachelor's of Sports Science.
Yeah.
First year getting into personal training, I saw your boot camp come up.
Yeah.
So got myself down to the 2-day boot camp, met you guys there, realised at that time I didn't think that personal training could really be a full-on career. I thought it was more, it'll be a skipping stone to the next thing.
Yep.
But then going down to that seminar, I just got to see from you guys like how you can create such a big, career out of this, make it a business, how you can actually go down and start to build a dream team, and then just got exposed and just really heightened up all of my my dreams and aspirations that I had.
So 10, 11 years ago.
That's cool.
That's right, we used to call it Business Boot Camp.
Business boot camp, that was called, yeah. Because when we say boot camp, it sounds like we're down the beach doing burpees and stuff. But
not that we're against that. But
that's right. It was called the Business Building Boot Camp. Yeah. Now it's the PT Growth Summit. We're about to run the 140th installment of that particular event. So yeah, mate, how does that work? But 10 or 11 years, because you currently look around about what 18 and 19.
Yeah. So you were like 8 or 9 when you.
About that, yeah. I started early.
It's working in your favour, that is.
Yeah.
You just don't age there, brother.
How old are you now?
29.
29.
29.
I've just got that,
So you were like 19, or you must have been, 18, 19. That's impressive.
How cool. But when that's the other part is you read the book, didn't you? And then you come to the event, but you didn't get started with it straight away because you were brand new to uni, all the rest of it. So tell us a bit about that next phase.
Yeah, so I didn't sign up straight away. Got the free book from that seminar and just ripped through that book. Yeah.
Nerded out on that book, didn't you?
I did, which was amazing because then it set me off on the right path, not making all the mistakes that all my friends were making, getting straight on, direct debit, doing all the basic things and, implementing all the things. Then, I actually went to probably 2 or 3 more of the exact same 2-day workshops, brought some friends along to the next ones, brought my wife Mel to another one, and just really consumed the content there. And then once I finished my Bachelor of Sports Science and then finished my Master's of Exercise Physiology, then that's where I was like, all right, now I'm ready to fully, education's all done. Now I can fully commit to just building a business now. And then that's when I just signed up for the business coaching, because I was like, all right, well, I don't want to mess around trying to figure it all out on myself and do all the wrong things and then have to rebuild it later because I'm doing the wrong things. I just wanted to learn from the best in the industry, and because I'd been to so many workshops, seen you guys for the last 10 years, I just saw, they're legit.
Yeah,
these are the guys that I'm gonna do it with.
And there's an important bit in that, so you got the book. Not only did you read it, but you actioned it. There you go. And if you want to get a copy of our book, we'll put the link in this podcast, or you can go to our website, www.trainerhq-com, and you can go and download it, but you got to read it and then apply it. So that's things we like to hear, right? That people actually get the content that we put out there and they actually action it, and it made a difference straight up.
Yep. So cool. And brother, mate, you built yourself a really successful face-to-face business. And do you want to just give us a sort of a brief overview of the business you built and going from one-on-one into semi-private, but now more importantly, I guess the decision you made to really morph into the online coaching space?
Yeah, 100%. So the first half of the business was before my wife joined, and that was where I was doing one-on-one coaching from a home studio. So I had to learn how to generate all of my own leads because I couldn't rely on a gym to just provide them for me. So that was great, but luckily I had you guys to help support me in that. So that was great. Built that into doing some semi-private sessions to be able to scale, because I was like, all right, well, I'm at capacity now. How can I continue to make more revenue? So started to build a semi-private model. And then at that stage, got married with Mel. Mel was a personal trainer as well, so she's joined on board, and things have just skyrocketed since she joined. So we both were doing one-on-one coaching, doing some group training, those type of things. We were always doing online coaching, but it was more just a side thing for clients who would exit and want to keep training with us, or we're moving out of the area and we're like, oh, hey, can I keep going? Like, can you keep coaching me? What would that look like? And then really we were doing well. We were working six days a week. We're doing the Saturday mornings as well, bringing in some good revenue and everything. But then me and Mel just asked ourselves, like, all right, well, what's the next thing? Like, how can we continue to grow the business? Do we go and, get a gym and a facility and start to build a dream team and, leverage other people's time by building a team? Or is there another way to do it? And so then that's where we just asked ourselves, all right, if we wanted to, instead of just setting like can we, beat our revenue goals this year by just a couple of thousand, or, by this, we set a 10x goal of like, all right, how can we 10x our revenue? Not meaning that we're going to hit it, like obviously we want to.
Yep.
But it just means to hit a 10x goal, because it's so far above what you're currently doing, you can't just do the same thing. Because if I did more of the same thing, you crunch the numbers, you're like, well, I can't do that many sessions.
Yeah, that's right.
So it made us have to think of the business model and break it down and be like, all right, well, how can we rebuild the business model from the ground up to be able to facilitate the 10x goal without, and then we added constraints to that goal. So, okay, can I hit that 10x revenue goal? Let's say, if you're going to go for $1 million, how can I hit $1 million? Obviously, I'm not just going to do more PT sessions to hit that. But then if I add a constraint of like, all right, how can I hit $1 million, but without having to hire staff, but without having to get a big facility? Then it automatically makes your brain think creatively of like, all right, well, then I can't do that. So can I create like an online group program? Can I create some more online programs and online sources? And then again, crunch the numbers. How much time is it going to take me to deliver those services? Because if I'm starting to build it and I'm building all these constraints in there where it's taking me an hour per customer, well, then if I'm going to have to try and have 100 of them, there's no way I can do that, because that's 100 hours of work.
Yeah.
So then it just makes you think, all right, well, how to then systemize it and automate it, so then it's not me having to do all of this manual labor again, because now I'm just doing the same thing but just sitting at my computer rather than in the gym.
Yeah. So great. Like so many great statements you made in there.
Yeah.
But more importantly, it's taken a step back, which is what a lot of people don't do, and critically analyze the current structure of their business, because for a lot of people it's just doing more of the same. And like you said, if you even want to double your revenue, for a lot of people it means, okay, does that mean I just got to do double what I'm doing now, the amount of sessions or online clients or whatever that might be? So
yeah. And there's no skill set and just working harder. Like, that's a very limited way to think about it. And also like the part you said you were doing online, when people would move out of the area, you had a solution for them, where a lot of people don't think about that as an option.
Yeah.
So that was really the start of it, right? Going, well, you're leaving, you're not going to train with us in person anymore because I'm moving out of the area. Well, hey, we've got a solution for that. So even that was great, because how many people would just go, okay, see ya.
Yep.
It's been nice, thank you. Well, we can still work with you, can still help you.
Yeah. And so you'd be 18 months to 2 years into the new business model?
I'd say a bit longer than that, because we transitioned earlier. We was progressive.
Yep.
So we didn't just like cut one model and implement the next one.
Yep.
We kind of segued it. So we closed down our group. We used to have the semi-private and the group training. We closed that down and moved the group solely online. But originally the online group was just, all right, well, I'm creating a group program for the face-to-face people. why not just have a product that is that, but just for online that they could access for a slightly reduced fee?
Yeah.
And yeah, so now when we got back, it was probably 2 years ago, last podcast that I did with you guys, we did take a bit of a revenue cut to implement the new model.
Yeah.
And then that's where now we've built back up to that same level, but now our week looks drastically different. Like we only do 3 hours of consulting, like the face-to-face aspect of the business. And then, the rest of the time, like I'm playing golf and doing other things. And it gives me more time now also to work on the business.
Yeah.
To be able to continue to push the online aspect now forwards and start to do more marketing and
yeah, it's awesome.
Regen,
Yeah, so good. And the other part to that is lifestyle based. So like last year we were over in Bali at our Ignite summit. Yourself and Mel were there. But it wasn't only just Bali you attended, because you guys then took off on a further trip, right? So tell us a bit about what lifestyle's like for you. And then like this, you were telling me this year coming up, New Year's in New York. And so just to unpack a couple of those things and I guess back to the why and your rationale, why do all this?
Yeah, so last year we went to the Bali Ignite, and then after that we actually ended up having like a 12-week holiday. Not all of it was in Europe, but we had, Bali, and then we had a few weeks where we just were at home but not working, and then we had a conference at home, and then we went to Europe for 7 weeks. But we had we had 12 weeks away from the business, but we were still making money.
Yeah.
Because we had the hybrid model to start with, we just transitioned those clients online. So we were still making money, still in Europe, and because of the way that we highly systemized our business, we were still able to work from Europe, but not having to actually just, make it work. Like you'd wake up in the morning, and on Monday, Wednesday and Friday, we would work for maybe an hour, 2 hours in the morning, and then close the laptop.
Sounds terrible.
Yeah. And then, same thing. We've got not London. Where are we going?
New York.
Thank you. Yeah. You can tell that Mel's the most.
Where are we going? Well, we're not going anywhere. You are.
So we've got New York planned we're going away for a month, and same thing. We've got a much better position than even what we were before.
Yeah.
Where we've got like the online group that's like scalable and no extra work when we sign people up into that membership. So that's amazing. We've got the online like one-to-one coaching part.
Yeah.
Like our higher ticket service, which doesn't need to change when we go to New York. And same thing, like we don't have it set up where we're having to spend hours creating programs for people, hours trying to like communicate, hours trying to jump on Zoom calls or all of these things. Like we've got it again highly systemized, highly automated to make it give us the lifestyle that we want.
Beautiful. I love it. It's back to design your lifestyle first, figure out what you guys want, how you want that to play out, and then execute it, build the business to match that, right? Which is super cool.
Versus where most people get into a business and they get anchored to it. Like, how many times do we speak to trainers that, I haven't had a holiday in 5 or 6 years, and because they haven't done that part, they haven't designed, firstly, their model properly to scale, or they just don't think about, hey, what do I want this business to provide my lifestyle? And as a result, they miss out on that bit. So very important, that part of it. And if you haven't picked up already, you might not have picked up on it, but one of your greatest skill sets is that ability to how to have the right structures, the right systems in place, how to automate things, which we'll get more into. But that's the real big key that most people lack that, right? They don't understand how that can go together and how it works. And if you don't have that skill set or that ability or that mind to go, okay, how does this whole thing look, and map out a flow chart and map out how this is all going to work, you can see why most people don't really do it effectively.
And how to automate it well.
Automation is the biggest part.
Automation's easy. You can do that. But how do you make it so that people actually stay in your programs and enjoy it? And how do you do it so then people move into the next products and have a whole business ecosystem, as I like to call it, that just works together rather than just random products thrown out there that aren't built with any synergy.
Agree.
So many, and just back to like that going without in the short term, you said there was a period there where you guys took a revenue drop but you were clear on your vision, you were clear on your purpose, clear on your direction. So it's like, all right, we're prepared to go without in the short term to know that we're going to have more in the long run, which is once again really cool. So so many parts to it. Now let's move over to the coaching parts as part of one of the 14, master coaches we currently got here at Trainer HQ. You're a very distinguished, valid member of that team, and you're part of the online coaching faculty, which is where clients are coming through and they want to build their online business, and they get to have you as their coach and guide them through. And why wouldn't you want someone who's been there and actually doing it, which is super cool. But we want to talk today about the journey that we see, because we see a few different levels in terms of online coaching. And so what we want to do is unpack, I guess, our observations and what we've seen happen over the last few years and where we see the future of it heading. So first things first, let's talk about, I guess, call it level one, the entry level coach. How would you define it, Janusz, to put it into your words?
Yeah, so this is essentially I like to call it the 100K online coach. That's the main goal that we see when people are coming in is, number one, I'm either a PT doing face-to-face hours like what me and Mel were at the start, but we had the hybrid approach, which allowed us to go on holidays, these type of things. But generally people are coming in and they just haven't got the system sorted. They're not sure how to transition online, how to do the jump. Maybe they've tried it before and they're just looking to reduce the hours. They're sick of, having to rock up to the gym, doing the morning night hours, the afternoon hours, working, 5-6 days a week. And they're like, all right, how do I reduce my hours face-to-face, like what we have done, where we've gone down to 3 days of coaching? And then how can I do that but still be making 100K or more in a year?
Yeah, so that's that. And then the other version is we have a number of clients who come in there, I guess, effectively brand new to the industry, and they're launching, and they are not planning on operating out of a gym. They want to build an online business from scratch. That's the other part. Yeah, so those two people. So first journey, and I guess when we map out for most people, their first, effectively the first 12 months is really dedicated to that. So let's talk about some of the milestones that you would see people, achieve in that time.
Yeah, so a lot of the milestones to start with is just your basics. It's just about knowing, especially when you're doing online coaching, you need to know who you're speaking to, and you need to know who your niche is.
Yeah.
And there's a lot more reasons, especially as you start to scale, why that's super important. Because as we were saying, how automated, and I wouldn't say automated, but how systemized and how leveraged my programming is. The only reason that I can do that is because I keep signing up the same person with a different name. They're all the same person. They're the same niche, which means that the program is tailored to the person if I copy and paste it to their program. And then, I might tweak it here or there, but that takes me a minute, 10 minutes maybe to edit the program. But for most people, if I'm really good at signing up the right person who suits my niche, I don't need to edit the program at all. So that systemizes everything. So that's the first thing, is know who your niche is, because that's going to dictate what content you put out there, and that's going to dictate where you actually find your clients to be able to market to them and then put your products in front of them. Yeah.
And for someone starting out, either brand new or hybrid, really, it's like let's assist you to acquire your first 10, 20 paying clients. And effectively, our recommendation from what we've seen, the way to get the quickest wins is to deliver, I guess, what we refer to as a more higher ticket model or a higher level of service. So let's unpack a bit about that and what that might look like for someone.
Yeah, so for this end milestone to become that 100K online coach is to get that first 10 to 20 online clients. And so the first step is just to build the products. So it's like, what are you actually going to sell to these people? That's going to deliver an effective service. That's not just going to be, sign up here, here's a program, this, and then the person churns after, they exit because they haven't got that rapport that you have face to face. So you need to do it in a different way and an effective way to be able to communicate well with them and serve them well.
Well, if you look at that, I mean, there are many ways to do it, right? In terms of higher ticket or the came-up model where you're getting more people in a lower service. However, the issue that we see is that people, it's a sideline thought, right? I'll get some online clients, but they think because it's online, it's going to be cheaper. So the model's not right, or the thing is not right to start with. But back to your point, if you become a specialist, is what you're saying, you've got the wanted posters out there, you can describe the missing person. You go different person, same issues that they want to have solved, then you can command a better price and a higher price for it. And I guess that's what you were referring to, the high ticket, right? So
Yeah.
this is the type of people we help or person we help, and we've got a solution for it. We were talking about it yesterday in the office. Everything from your marketing becomes easier, your content becomes clearer, and then when you're delivering the service, it becomes easier versus like, oh, we help everyone from this, that, and the other, and then you're going to spend all this time personalizing programs for people, and it's a lot more work potentially than doing face-to-face, right?
Yeah.
Because you're not seeing them turn up.
Yeah.
You got to then do all this extra work. So there's a lot of parts to it with what you're saying about being clear on who you help, and that all filters all the way down from your marketing, your sales, how you're gonna do your value proposition, your sales process, to then how do you deliver the service right on board them.
And just so to define for anyone tuning into this and they're going, okay, well, what does actually when you guys say high ticket, what does it actually mean, and what does it look like? I guess from our observation, what we've seen from a number of our clients is a client who's a user of someone's online training service at this high ticket model would invest on a weekly basis somewhere from maybe $60 a week up to maybe $150 a week.
Yep.
That's quite a wide range. I know some people can charge more than $150, but you go, all right, inside there, that's what we define that, and what that would come with is a higher level of personalized service as opposed to generic or cookie cutter. So that, anyone who's wondering that, and of course, how do you define your pricing? Well, there's going to be a whole number of reasons behind that, So
yeah. And some people might sell it up front. So, I'm going to work there for 16 weeks and it's going to be $5,000, $6,000. There's many ways to describe a high ticket, right?
Yeah.
I guess it's like face to face. Are you selling your PT at $30 a session for an hour, or are you selling it for $100? That'd be the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Or a higher ticket.
So let's then chat about why we may recommend someone to do that in the first instance, in that first part of their journey from 0 to 100K, the 100K online coach. Why might we recommend that as opposed to, say, doing a one-to-many model or a group model? So why might that be a potential pitfall, Janusz?
Yeah, so I found, especially when I was starting off, that was the dream. And that's what a lot of people come in is like, oh, I'll go online and I can, build up a massive client base. I'll create one program, sell it to heaps of people, do the group model. And I find that especially at the start in the infancy, if you're not having a high level of leads coming through the door, if you're only getting 1 to 2 leads a week, you don't want to convert them onto a low ticket product and not really get much revenue.
It's a slow burn, isn't it?
It's a slow burn. So you might as well sell them into your highest ticket thing, your highest support offer, where they're going to get the best results. And then you can get, get your revenue up, leave your job if you want to become an online coach. So then you can, get rid of your other job, become an online coach full time, or maybe get off the gym floor, become an online coach full time. So in that way, or reduce your face-to-face hours. So you've got time then to build your group model.
Yeah.
And then because you've had the high support, these people are going to get you your testimonials. You're going to get your photos. You're going to get all the videos you need. You're going to get all of the social proof you need to then be able to do the group model even better.
Yep.
And by then you'll have developed all of these skills to be able to, run the group model in a really effective way. And then once you've got that 10 to 20 online clients, that's where you do create as your step 2, with what I like to call the level 2 online coach, which is your community builder. And that's where, okay, I've got my 10 to 20 online clients. I'm at capacity now. Like if I want to keep doing that, it's going to be more work from me. It's going to take more time from me. So while you've got the 100K revenue, you're like, yep, this is good. Lifestyle's great. I'm working 3 days a week face to face. I've got the extra days now to be able to build this group community.
Yep.
Now you build the group to be a downsell option. So that anyone that's had great results in your high ticket and they just need to continue, they're the best people to move into your new niched group. Is an important thing. It can't just be a group for everyone.
Yep.
It's got to be a niched group for a specific person, ideally the same one,
Yeah.
because you want to have it all work together as an ecosystem.
Yeah. And it doesn't matter what industry, there's plenty of those groups out there, right? Like sales, there'll be people who want to keep advancing in their sales skills. They might have done some one-on-one coaching to start with, and they're at a skill level where they don't need that part anymore. And then they move into the ongoing group training. So there's a group, that's available for those people to keep their skill set sharp, which is a similar model, right? The part that just to backtrack though, and we were talking about it yesterday in the office, is probably a lot of people get into doing online for the wrong reasons, right? They think it's going to be easy, easy money. I'm going to be sitting on the beach. And we were talking about that going, but that's, if you're coming in with that mindset, it's going to leak out everywhere through your business model and to your clients that's all you're interested in. Because imagine going into it going, oh, I'm only doing this because it's easy. I'm going to go online because it's easy, or I'm going to, have to do little work. If that's your mentality and you're in business, you shouldn't be in business to start with, in my opinion. If you're looking for things to be easy and easy money, just go and buy some lottery tickets and hopefully you win, because you'll probably be more successful. But that's what we were talking about yesterday, right?
Yeah, 100% it's not easy. If anything, I think the setup of doing online coaching well is harder.
Yeah, 100%.
Harder to set it up, but the rewards on the back end, like that, the entire reason that Mel and I decided that we would go down this route was not to make it easy, but it was because we wanted to figure out how can we grow without having to build a team.
Yep.
And then we can have a business that's not dependent on a team to be able to keep scaling, but that we can insert team members into later to be able to scale it more at a future time. But then we also wanted to just get out of that mindset of, all right, to earn money, we need to be at this time, at this place to earn money. So we wanted to break that so that we could work when we wanted, not have to show up for an appointment at this time or show up and do, this time, this place, can't be in Europe, can't be in, New York. Yeah. But you got to create the systems, you got to create the automations, and it's got to be done well. It can't just be, slopped together badly.
And that's the issue out there. Like, there's too many so-called gurus promoting it like, hey, and, in 8 weeks' time, we're going to show you how to make $100,000 online. It's easy. And like, it's just the wrong message to send to people to start with. You know what I mean? Like, anything that's worth doing, it's not going to be easy, right? So it doesn't matter if it's weight loss. If people think that's going to be easy, or just take a pill, then they're not going to be successful long term. But I love that bit, right? We talk about design your lifestyle, and that everything else becomes clearer about how do we have to navigate that in order to be successful, which is what you've done. And so the payoff is worth it, but you've got to be prepared to do the work up front. Yeah.
Yeah, and just dovetailing back to that, that what we spoke about before about the going high ticket, giving a high level of service versus trying to build a group. The other part to it is, I guess, if we see clients come through and they may not have a big database or a big following, so they might have 150 people on their Instagram and a bunch of people on Facebook and all the rest of it. So they're right now they haven't got a lot of people to speak to. So once again, we'd encourage you to go, well, we need to build a higher level of service. This is where this whole 0 to 100K come from, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then that's where, you've got that group. So once you've got that,
once you've built,
then you have your overflow, which is your group membership to start putting people into. And then the next step is to actually sell the group directly. So when I first created the online groups, like when me and Mel first created it, it was as an overflow option of like, all right, well, we are at capacity. We can't take you on one-to-one, but let's move you into the group program so that when we've got spots available, we internally market to our groups first to move those people who want extra help. It's like they're doing, the modules, they're trying to learn how to do it all themselves, but they might need some extra help, extra support. So that's where we then offer them to come back into the one-to-one, or maybe they didn't do one-to-one because we were at capacity. So then they move into it there. Yeah. But then we can move those people from one-to-one into the group. So like I was saying, it becomes an ecosystem that feeds each other.
Yeah.
And then once you've got capacity, you're at capacity with your one-to-one coaching, that's where you might create like a free trial funnel into your group to then start to get people directly into your group program, start to sell the program as its own thing, and then move people, like I was saying, into the one-to-one coaching as spots become available.
Yeah, it's and who's going to be the best person to buy? Well, people are already in your group. They're warm. They're like waiting for that spot to open up to be able to do one-on-one. Not everybody, but there'll be people there that go, look, I'm just chomping at the bit to get some one-on-one because they love what you've had to offer in the other program, the group, rather than going, now I've got to try to find somebody who's new to us, they're cold. People who are really investing, time, energy, money in your group program, they're going to be your best candidates to go up to the one-on-one.
And the thing I love about it too, and the message for everybody is to go, you don't want to try and build both of these models at the same time. If you're new to it in your early stages of the journey, you've been able to achieve that through booking out your one-to-one and then going, all right, now I build a group, right? So now you've got two business models underneath the roof of one business. Yep. And so for anyone tuning into this, it's you want to focus on what's going to give you the quickest and best results and best outcomes.
Yeah, 100%. And if you try and do it all at once, you just don't have enough time to do it. Yeah. And like I was saying, when Mel and I were making the transition, that was partly why we pulled back, because we were like, well, we need time to do this. So we pulled back to be like, all right, let's dial in the one-to-one aspects. Then once that was dialed in, then it's like, all right, now let's focus on being the community builders and start to build the communities, build the onboarding. And because it's the key part with the group part is that you have to think, all right, if your goals are to build this membership to be big, you need to create an offer that doesn't require you extra time per person.
Yep.
Because if you do that, then you're capping yourself again. So you got to make sure that when you're creating that group membership, you're doing it in such a way that, number one, you're still delivering great results for the clients and a great experience so that they're not just leaving after a month. But number two, you got to do it in a way that's like leveraged so that every sign up that you get there, you can essentially have no limit on your clients because you're giving them everything they need.
Yeah, I love it.
Super cool. So many parts to it. So we've spoken about that part, and you've epitomized the lifestyle business, right? So it's like yourself and Mel, you get to run it, you get the flexibility to do whatever you like to do, and that can be done one-to-one, it can be done as a group. I guess there's that next level 3, which is like those that want to then move into the next stage. And how would you define that one in your words?
So level 3, this is Mel and I's goals eventually. We're not there yet.
Yeah.
But I call this the empire builder stage. And this is, you've already got your one-to-one clients capped out for your online coaching.
Yep.
You've now built a niche group community that you're scaling now, and you're building, this overflow of clients in that group community that you can start to upsell into your one-to-one, and you've got that washing machine cycle going. And then this is where you're like, all right, now I want to build the empire. The online empire. And so this is where now you can hire team members to start to do the one-to-one coaching for you. So you're running the group community, you're focusing on the lead gen, the marketing, getting people into the business ecosystem, as I like to call it. And then from there, now you're like, all right, you know what? I'm going to step back from the one-to-one aspect of the coaching, the high ticket part, the high support part, and I'm going to insert coaches there to help them live the dream of being that level 1 online coach where they can reduce their hours in the gym. They can live the lifestyle because they've probably, many coaches have tried online coaching before, and it's not easy. It's not easy to do. It's not easy to create the systems. It's not easy to do it well. And like we were saying, automation, there's an art to it, because if you automate things that are bad, you're just automating bad.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So this is where, in this level, you get to, reap the rewards here. You get to delegate all that one-to-one high support, the stuff that takes your time, you're getting rid of that, moving it onto somebody else's plate. But then you're helping them live the lifestyle because you're doing it in a systemized and automated way, which is why I like to teach the system by starting with level 1, moving into level 2 community builder, and then moving into 3 in the empire builder, because you're building the skills to be able to have the staff live the dream, and you're not just giving them a system that doesn't work, because then they're going to churn, they're not going to love it, they're just going to be like, nah, this is too hard.
Yep.
So good. We love it. It's something we've done, obviously firsthand, built teams of trainers ourselves, and something we're so passionate about. So just watching that leverage, and the key to wealth is to find ways to leverage yourself through other people and other people's energy and their enthusiasm, and this formula is so eloquent, because you get to be able to look at the classic hire a trainer model. It's either I've got a PT studio, or I'm a PT underneath the roof of a commercial gym, or I might do outdoor mobile. I'll hire a trainer, and that's a great model. We've got a lot of people who've built very successful businesses with that model. But now we go to online, and we go, I can be an online coach, and let's say I can service in my high ticket model, let's say 30, 40, 50, depends on what the service you deliver and how many people you can look after. But I've still got more leads coming in, and I've got that ability to go, well, let me take on somebody and start to build that team. And we had a number of people do that, do it very successfully. And the beauty of it is that I'm not paying another gym rent, or I'm, that person is they're virtual, like they can work from anywhere. The other part to it is that those of you who have got the entrepreneurial spirit, you're probably going, well, where am I going to find these people? Well, there's going to be a bunch of trainers out there who are already doing, let's say they're doing their face-to-face training inside a gym. Let's say they're doing 20, 25 sessions a week. They're happy as they would like to do some online coaching, but they probably don't want to do everything you just spoke about. They probably don't want to go out there and build all the automation, all the software, all the rest of it. They probably just want to go, all right, how can I now service help a whole bunch of people whilst doing it from the comfort of my home and so forth. And that's your ideal person you want to look for to join your business, you know. It's to me, and that's what we encourage our clients to do, is to look for where is the obvious people that are going to be a part of it.
Yeah, somebody. I mean, as we know, trainers, there's so many that just don't want to run their own business, regardless. Full stop. That's it, because of what it does take. You know, I went and got certified and qualified, and I'm love all the technical part. But running a business, that's not what I want to do. And it doesn't matter if you're a physio, right? Not every physio wants to run their own business.
Yep.
They want to go and work for a clinic where the clients are provided. I get to do what I love, get to help fix people and make them better. It's the same thing in our industry, but we need people like yourself and us who have got that ability to want to think big and scale and grow for everything that you just spoke about, to help more people, you know. And there's people out there that want to be a part of your team and they want to help others in that space, but they don't want to run the business and do it all, because I guarantee you, people only see the end result.
Yeah.
So people hear about the traveling overseas and all that. People see all that stuff. That's the part they like. But then if you played a movie of going, all right, well, now let me play a movie of what the last few years look like in order to get there. People go, I'm out. I'm out. I don't want to do all that bit. All right, cool. Well, at least you know. So don't go down that path. But what I would like to do is work for someone like yourself. I'd like to be a part of that team, but I don't want to do all the other bit.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, and the other part is knowing what it takes to get there and acquire the clients, or all the rest of it. So, tell us about some of the you love your whiteboards, your flow charts, all that. Tell us a bit about an insight into Janusz when he's in this zone.
I think it all got sparked from the book, The E-Myth.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that book, if any of you haven't read it, it's about
definitely
automations, how to create businesses that are like highly systemized as well. And it models in there McDonald's, like how it's a highly skilled, system that works. That it may not be the best system, but it's highly systemized to the point where they can have like anyone come in to make the burgers.
That's right.
Pimply faced teenagers run a multi-billion-dollar organization.
Yeah, you don't have to be a master chef.
Yeah. So from reading that book, it just really sent me onto the path of like, all right, well, I want to do this business thing right. Like I want to make sure that every client gets the same level of service, not just on my whim of like, I'm feeling good today, I'm going to give them a good level of service today.
Yeah.
But how can I systemize it so then everyone gets the right level of service? And then it just went from there to like I've got whiteboards everywhere in my home to draw all of these different flow charts to figure out again how to systemize and how to link in the business ecosystem, how all these things work together, and then how to create all of the upsells to make things move from the group membership, how to get those people to want to come into the one-to-one coaching, and then how to get the people from the one-to-ones to come into there, and to link it all is a lot of work if you haven't done it before, or if
Yeah, it's good. It's cool. And speaking of automation and system, that's exactly why we've pieced together the online training system, right? So Trainer HQ, when people join us, they're like, all right, want to build. I'm either at one of these three stages. I'm either brand new to it, I'm on my first 0 to 100K, want to get my first 20, 30 online clients, or I'm at that capacity already and I want to start to grow the community, or I might want to expand, build a team and leverage.
Or they got 20 or so clients online but doing it really poorly, and it's a lot of manual stuff. They're spending more time, which is the other thing we see. For whatever reason, they've just been able to get the clients, but their back-end structure is not where it needs to be at all, and as a result, they're doing probably more work if they were doing face-to-face, and they need to get that all sorted so they can scale and grow.
And that's where the success of a business is the back end.
Yeah.
Like that's what people miss, is that front end. You can see all these coaches online who have hundreds of thousands of followers, but their back end isn't that
Yep.
profitable because they haven't got the systems
Yep.
going. They haven't got the ecosystem going together.
Yep.
They haven't got
a
all
small
of this
part
stuff in.
of it's just a small
Yeah.
part. It's like the tip of the iceberg, right? You only see that bit. You don't see what's underneath. Yeah, I agree.
And that's where we harness the power of MXP, having our CRM in place. So we combine that with our online training system, and we go, we've developed the methodology. So it's like someone walks into this and it's plug and play, right? So you got we've developed the system, we've developed the process, and you follow it step by step with the guidance and with your coach there to facilitate you through every stage of the journey. It's just it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, it's become really exciting because I guess COVID accelerated things for sure. But people that went, I've got no choice now, I need to adapt and pivot and go online. Probably people that had been thinking about it but then didn't do anything about it. COVID happened. Well, I've got to make some changes. So we definitely seen that accelerate. And to the point where, pretty much, I guess, 3 out of 5 people that come through and want to come on board with us on our coaching programs, they typically want to do a hybrid, rather they're doing face-to-face and they want to incorporate the online, maybe with the view to then only have online if that's where they want to end up. Or people go, look, I just want to be able to make more revenue and stop exchanging all my time for money face-to-face and everything in between. Hence why, all day yesterday, when you've been working on it for a lot longer and we'd been working on this for a lot longer, is how do we actually take someone through that whole process we talked about? So how do we get them to that 100K first, level 1, and then how do we go to the community, and then how do we go to the empire if they want? But how to structure that all out with somebody so it's a clear pathway to success. And, that's, I know we're all super excited about it, just to be able to have that mapped out. But fuck, it's a lot of work. It's a fucking lot of work for someone to walk into and have it all mapped out. But like anything, right, that you're modeling off, if you're modeling off someone who's done it really great, well, there's been a lot of years, a lot of trial and error, a lot of energy and effort go into it to be able to have that go, here you go. Like McDonald's, the trial and error those guys would have done at the start to get it to that point where I want to invest and buy McDonald's. Well, here you go, Brad. Here's how you do it. Don't fucking alter it because you'll mess it up. That's what they say, right? Don't they get the owners to get out of it?
Yeah.
But here it is. This thing is proven to work.
That's right. You don't see Tesla owners tinkering with their Teslas in the garage on the weekends. So they're just
got a good idea.
I'm going to modify this thing.
Yeah.
No, there's a system behind it. Someone's put a lot of time, effort, and energy and money.
I've got an idea for a new burger. Well, no, you shouldn't be in there to start with.
Yeah, it's so cool to watch it unfold, and more importantly, watch people implement this. Because then it just fast tracks this journey for people.
Yeah, it's cool. And you gave someone a shout out the other day. One of your clients had hit, 20 or 20 clients or something. I can't remember who it was, but I saw you post that, and it's just the best thing, because that's the thing, right? We go, well, how do you get to your first 20 clients?
Yeah,
and which is a good focus point, right? Let's get your first 20 online clients, but more importantly, here's the strategy and the system to get there. Because again, like you said, you could just go randomly out there and just work hard getting your 20 clients.
That's partly why it took me so long.
Yeah.
Is that I was doing the wrong order, the wrong things in the wrong order, and then it just wasn't working. Yeah. And that's why, we spent, the last few days and weeks creating these frameworks. So then it's, we got a set framework to become the level 1 online coach.
Yeah.
Then you progress to the next framework, which is how to build the community builder. And then the next framework, how to get to being the empire builder and to implement that. And most importantly, the roadmap for each of those steps. So even within the first framework, for example, what are the steps you should do in what order to be able to do it? Because otherwise, building this, when you look at all the things that are necessary, is super overwhelming. There's so much work you got to do, and you just don't know, all right, I've got a few hours now outside of my PT sessions. Build the business. What do I do?
Yeah. Where do I start?
I don't know what to do. Or you're trying to create, you need an upsell nurture sequence, or you need a downsell nurture sequence. You need all of these different things. Yeah. And you're like, but what does that look like?
Yeah,
how does that start?
Yeah. Yeah. And then, like you said, someone's going to finish up, but I don't have anything for them. And the list goes on, right? And you can see why people don't follow through with it, or they give it a crack. I'll try boosting some Instagram videos, or I boosted some, but it didn't work though. Didn't get any inquiries. So there's a whole, ecosystem that you said that has to go behind it for this thing to thrive, not just and to get there, but how do you keep it going? And if you don't have that back end process in place or clear plan, it's just you're going to be like juggling balls everywhere, and eventually it's all going to fall apart. Yeah.
Yep. And the other part I'm taking away is there are no shortcuts. This is the online trainer system is not a get rich quick overnight scheme.
Yeah.
It's a implement the system and build wealth for the future. And if you want all that stuff, and it boils back to everyone's personal goals, their lifestyle, their desires. So you got to engineer that part first. Be very clear on what it is that you want, and then you plug in the system to be able to deliver that.
Yeah. That part's critical, right? The mindset. If we're hearing someone speak about it being, done overnight, this is not for you. Don't get started with this because you're going to be bitterly disappointed, and you probably shouldn't be in business. You're better off going just being in a job if you think in that way. But I'm looking at the levels that we talked about and going imagine in we were talking about 2 to 3 years having this humming along. So if you're listening to this or watching, you imagine in 3 years' time, you're no longer anchored to your business. You could travel overseas if you wanted to, spend time with your family, and making a really good revenue with a really good service and product that you're proud of and that people rave about. If you could imagine that, in my opinion, it's short time, right? 3 years, 3 to 4 years.
Yeah.
Is super quick rather than you not doing it well and being in the same spot in 3 years where you're still exchanging time for money. You have no real predictability with your business. That's the question you got to ask yourself. And would I be prepared to invest the next 3 years of my life? And look, could people do it quicker? Sure. If it's 3 years, 2 years, 4 years, it doesn't matter. I say to people but would you like that for you in your life? To have that flexibility, freedom, increasing your profitability, set up your financial future. I know what I'd say.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so true.
But it's the mindset, right, that you were talking about. Yeah.
Love it, man. Love it. We could rap all day about this, couldn't we? It's just so many parts to it, so many elements. But yeah, we're super excited. About launching this and more importantly, just watching the results. We've had so many great success stories come through, and people really be able to embrace the online and the hybrid model, turn it into a really successful operation. And you're leading the way in terms of what that looks like. And we always say, what does good look like? And we go, here's the example of it. And that's why we have great people be able to educate our clients coming through.
Agree. Yep. Love it.
All right. Love it. Well, that's us signing out. Hey, Online Trainer System. Those of you who want to find out about that, if you're sitting there, you want to find out how does the whole system work, all you need to do is whatever channel you're tuning into, Spotify, whatever, jump on, find us, website, trainer-hq.com. Jump on Instagram. That's probably the place where you'll find us. We're trainer HQ_. Yep. And gang. Keep tuning in to the podcasts.
Yeah.
Signing out, mate. Thanks for joining us, Janusz, mate. Great to have you in town, up from Sydney for a couple of days, work on the big picture stuff. So, mate, it's an absolute pleasure having you up here.
Love it.
Yeah.
Absolutely loved coming up here, not meeting you guys, but hanging out with you guys.
Hanging out. We've done it all, haven't we? We do the Rockstar experience. We train, we feed. We're off to the recovery centre this afternoon. So, it's all happening, isn't it? So,
life's good.
I tell you what, I need it after training with you guys yesterday.
All right, that is Trainer HQ podcast signing out.
It's you.